For generations, Volkswagen has been a familiar presence on American roads, from the iconic Beetle to the dependable Jetta and Golf. The German automaker blends engineering, practicality and European flair, making its vehicles a staple in American driveways and highways. Volkswagen's commitment to the U.S. market is clear, with models like the Atlas SUV built in Tennessee, solidifying its role as both importer and local manufacturer. For many families, owning a Volkswagen has been a rite of passage, a reliable choice for daily life. This deep integration is why Volkswagen's recent decision to halt a significant portion of its U.S. vehicle supply has sent shockwaves through the industry. The move threatens market stability, raising urgent questions for loyal customers, dealership employees, and workers across the supply chain. Volkswagen has weathered changing tastes, economic downturns, and scandals, always adapting to American drivers' needs. But the sudden stop in shipments from its Mexican production hubs marks a dramatic, unprecedented chapter in its U.S. story. In April 2025, Volkswagen stunned the automotive world by suspending all vehicle exports from its Mexican plants to the U.S., effective immediately. This abrupt halt included popular models and even extended to the Audi brand, creating chaos for North American operations. Mexico is Volkswagen's primary source for US-bound vehicles, with 80% of cars built there shipped north in 2024. The company began holding vehicles at US ports, cutting off the once steady flow to anxious dealers. The cause? A new 25% US tariff on imported cars that don't meet a strict 75% North American content requirement under the USMCA. Many of Volkswagen's Mexican-made models, built with global parts, fell short of this threshold, making exports economically impossible overnight. Dealerships were left with empty lots and no answers for customers. Volkswagen faced a choice: absorb massive losses or cut off a huge portion of its US business, and chose the latter. The border was effectively closed to some of America's most popular cars. The core reason for Volkswagen's drastic move: a 25% tariff imposed by the US government on imported vehicles. For automakers, profit margins are slim. This tariff wipes out any chance of profitability, turning every sale into a loss. The USMCA trade agreement requires 75% of a vehicle's components to be North American for tariff-free import, but Volkswagen's global supply chain didn't meet this mark. Already under pressure from fierce competition, high energy costs, and slowing demand, Volkswagen couldn't absorb the new tax. The company had just announced a major cost-cutting plan, aiming to save billions. The tariff was the final straw, forcing Volkswagen to halt exports rather than risk billions in losses. Industry groups warned these protectionist measures would raise prices and disrupt the market. For Volkswagen, continuing exports under these conditions was simply untenable. The tariff wall proved impenetrable. The export halt has made Volkswagen and Audi showrooms across the US look noticeably emptier. The Jetta, Taos, and Tiguan, core models for Volkswagen, have vanished from the new car market, leaving a massive gap in the lineup. In 2024, these three models accounted for over 229,000 US sales, forming the backbone of Volkswagen's American business. Audi's Q5, a top-selling luxury SUV, is also gone, putting Audi dealers in a precarious position and benefiting rivals like BMW and Mercedes-Benz. Dealerships, having invested heavily in staff and facilities, now face empty showrooms and frustrated customers. The loss of these key models is an existential threat to many small and medium-sized businesses representing Volkswagen and Audi. The impact is not just temporary, it's a major disruption to the entire dealer network. The empty space on the showroom floor is a stark symbol of the trade conflict's reach. For many, the absence of these vehicles is a daily reminder of the crisis. For American car buyers, Volkswagen's decision means fewer choices and higher prices in the sedan and small SUV markets. With key models gone, competition shrinks and prices rise, leaving consumers with less bargaining power. The uncertainty is chilling. Buyers may delay purchases, and existing VW owners worry about future parts and service. Over 600 Volkswagen dealerships nationwide are affected, with salespeople, mechanics, and managers facing reduced hours or layoffs. The ripple effect hits logistics, marketing, and finance sectors tied to Volkswagen's U.S. operations. While the Tennessee plant still builds the Atlas and ID.4, the brand's overall health and reputation are at risk. The disruption threatens jobs and economic stability in communities across the country. the impact extends far beyond showrooms, affecting families and local economies. Volkswagen's crisis is now America's problem too. The financial and trade pressures hit home for Volkswagen with the closure of its Dresden, Germany plant in December 2025. The first such shutdown in nearly 90 years. The transparent factory was a symbol of German engineering, making its closure a deeply emotional blow. Weak European demand, high energy costs, and fierce competition from Chinese EV makers had already strained the company. The US tariffs cut off a vital revenue stream, pushing Volkswagen to a projected $6.5 billion shortfall. The closure is part of a larger restructuring with over 35,000 jobs to be eliminated in Germany by 2030. The plan relies on early retirements, retraining, and salary reductions to avoid forced layoffs. The pain extends beyond Volkswagen, as other German industrial giants announce layoffs amid rising costs and global competition. For Dresden's workers, this is more than an industry trend, it's a personal crisis. Despite the end of car manufacturing in Dresden, Volkswagen will invest $50 million to transform the transparent factory into a high-tech R&D hub. The facility will focus on artificial intelligence, robotics, and semiconductor development, key areas for the future of automotive technology. Partnering with the Technical University of Dresden, Volkswagen aims to foster innovation and attract new talent. While some jobs will be preserved, the shift is from thousands of manufacturing roles to a smaller, specialized workforce of engineers and researchers. This pivot secures Volkswagen's presence in the region, but highlights the painful transition from industrial to knowledge-based jobs. For Dresden and Saxony, it's both an opportunity and a challenge, a future in tech, but mass unemployment for many. The new hub is a beacon of Volkswagen's future, standing on the grounds of a painful past. The city's identity is changing, but the scars of lost manufacturing remain. Volkswagen isn't alone. Other automakers are scrambling to respond to the new 25% US tariffs. Mercedes-Benz and Stellantis suspended their financial forecasts, signaling deep industry uncertainty. European automakers had hoped new EVs would revive sales, but tariffs have upended production and pricing plans. Jaguar Land Rover and Infiniti have halted US exports of key models, while Mercedes-Benz considers shifting production to Alabama to avoid tariffs. Onshoring is a costly, long-term fix, not a quick solution. The tariffs are forcing a fundamental rethink of global supply chains, pushing automakers toward more regional and expensive production. Analysts warn the tariffs could cost US car makers over $100 billion and slash vehicle output. What began with Volkswagen is now a global auto industry crisis, ushering in a new era of uncertainty.